Good morning, humanity. It's May 25th, 2020. And guess what time it is? It's Mondays with Bev and Paul. And hi, everybody. My name's Paul.
Good morning. This is Bev.
I just love saying that.
I know you do.
It's Mondays with Bev and Paul. And it's also Memorial Day here in the United States of America. So happy Memorial Day, whatever you're doing, whoever you're honoring. And, it's a great day and it's a great change on the planet, isn't it?
Boy, I'll say
Yes, sirree. So
yes.
we wanted to talk today about BioTouch is the, whoop, it says rest button. That's it. Well, it is a rest, isn't it, folks?
It is.
Let's put that what it should say. We just sort of forgot a little. There you go, reset button.
Reset button.
And
Just
it's
one
a
little
rest
vowel.
button. It's a so we can just relax to it. And we wanted to talk about this because we have been inspired in the past couple of weeks by another amazing professional in the medical field. His name is Dr. Zach Bush. And if you have not seen any of his videos yet, his interviews, you really need to listen to this guy. He just brings you to ah, it's not political, it's not social, it's not. I mean, it's sort of everything. It's all about humanity and viruses and how we as human beings are made of viruses. So we wanted to talk about some of the inspirational gems that we got from listening to some of his videos. So you had a favorite one.
I do. That really, the first time I heard him, his interview, first interview that I heard, he said something that really triggered in me what I kind of respond to anyway. And what he said was that the fabric of our lives is beauty. And when we stand in beauty, create beauty in our lives, then we are in the midst of love. We become loving. And I thought, that is, for me personally, that was a huge message of truth. And then, of course, as I always do, I kind of connect that with BioTouch. And, we said the same thing in many, many ways, but it's really, for me, the magic reset button that BioTouch is, that is now offering us a new way of living our lives.
Yeah,
And that beauty is inherent in us. We are creators of beauty here.
that's the nice thing he talked about is it's all around us, and whether it's a pandemic or life or the earth or the stars or the human body. And like we talked about, BioTouch, it's that act of love, put love into action. And he talked a lot about that too. You can't get love. You just have
Right.
to see the beauty of everything, and then love comes. And that's sort of what that reset button is about BioTouch. Is it meets people at that body with those two fingers, and it's an expression. It's putting love into action because you're meeting the beauty of another human being. There's no judgments. There's no trying to change the other person. It's just touch.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because that word beauty has come to mean things that are kind of peripheral in many ways. The I think Dr. Bush is really hitting on something that is part of our spiritual selves, if you want to say it that way. It's more than just the physical beauty that we see with our senses and experience with our senses. The beauty in nature and the beauty of relationships. It goes way beyond that. It's the beauty of our true selves. Oh, we are just so full of potential here. And BioTouch, what it does is it brings us into the midst, and we recognize the beauty of each other in that relationship, and way beyond that,
and
the
it
beauty of the whole.
and it meets us in that fear. I mean, he talks a lot about fear is like a virus. It travels
Yes,
around the globe the same way viruses does, in the air, in the energy fields of everything, and BioTouch can meet us in that fear and give us what we talked about, hope. We've always talked about that on the show. It's a sense of hope. Whether you're wearing a mask or not wearing a mask, whether you believe in it or don't believe in it, those are social norms, which have nothing to do with the power of BioTouch, which is
right.
just one person touching on the skin of another. We should just show the bio ball. Why
Yeah,
we
that's
touch on
always fun.
why we touch on the skin. And we want to say hi. We've got Charlotte with us. We have Lynn with us. We have Eileen with us. Make your little comments there and let us know how BioTouch has allowed you to experience the magic of life while we show you why we touch on the skin. That thing that brings us into harmony with another human being.
We touch on the skin. This is our scientific proof of why BioTouch is most effective to touch on the skin. Okay? And this is a little ping pong ball that has a circuit board inside, 2 little batteries, and then these 2 metal clips come out. Okay? Now, if I just touch the 2 ends of the clips, the ball lights up. Okay? Now, not a big deal. Okay? If you touch one of the clips, and I touch the other clip, and I touch on the skin of it, we hold hands, the ball lights up. Oh, you said, you ain't seen nothing yet. Touch that again. Now, interestingly enough, if I try to do energy work, right, and I do it off the body, we can't get the ball to light. If I touch through the clothes, I can't get the ball to light. But the minute we touch skin to skin, the ball lights. That's just the beginning. If everybody would hold hands all the way around the circle. No, you do not do that. We're going to hold hands. All hold hands there. Sam's going to hold one of the tips. And then the minute I touch the other tip, the ball lights up. Now you break over there, Rick, and touch again.
It's so immediate.
Immediate. You can put 100 people in a circle, and the minute we all touch skin to skin, the ball will light up. That is our scientific proof of why we do BioTouch on the skin. Thank you very much.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So, the power of touch, again, if you had a mask on, it wouldn't matter. You're not
Right.
that 6-foot difference, but you don't have to, you can even do BioTouch standing behind somebody. So,
Yeah.
doing the neck set, you can do the sinus set, you can do most of these sets, and you don't have to so-called breathe on each other. But something, I think if you did enough BioTouch, it would sort of melt the fear. You would see the beauty of that other human being as you both begin to heal.
Yeah, this is what's been part of our separateness. It's really the fear of each other, as crazy as that sounds. You know, not not just individuals, but nations, and based on all kinds of different things. But when Dr. Bush talks about, he says that one of the greatest fears for humanity is the fear of death. And I always think about, that's just part of life. That's the other polarity of life and death here anyway. But something like, well, not something like, but BioTouch this is what I always think about. It offers us, and you mentioned it before, but it bears repeating. There's this hope of, even in the midst of that process of dying, it offers us a qualifying essence of there's something more to me than just this, that there is this hope of a beautiful essence called life that, as Dr. Bush says, that continues. It continues on these other beautiful levels for us, for all of us. So
it is interesting how he spent like the last 10 minutes of that first video we saw talking about birth and death being the same kind of experience, and the beauty that happens as you go through the tube, whether it's the tube of birth through the canal or the tube of death to the unobstructed universe, and how in the end it's all wow. And that wow factor we see all the time with BioTouch, and I'm always reminded, and you reminded me again of talking about it, that young couple that we worked with. The young man who was in his 20s had terminal brain cancer tumor. We taught them BioTouch. They became so hopeful and so together. They actually went on a vacation. He was beginning to be able to speak and write, which he hadn't done in years. And when they came back, it was sort of like this experience of death just swarmed in on him, and he ended up dying, which was difficult because, I'm still in a human form, and, that fear of death, it's like, oh my God, am I going to be ready? Or, just the thought of it, you can feel the fear come up. And we went to the memorial, and the wife said to us, young lady, said, out of all the techniques we did, and they did a lot of energy modalities, prayer and things, out of all the techniques we did, BioTouch was the one technique that gave us hope.
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
And, they knew it wasn't that he was going to die,
right.
But there was that hope that it was all going to be okay, just exactly what Dr. Bush was talking about.
Yep.
And BioTouch can bring us to that hope, into relationship, this whole idea of isolation. I mean, that didn't happen in a pandemic. We've been isolated as a humanity for, hundreds of years, and fighting and bickering and disagreeing and in conflict with one another. BioTouch meets people at that oneness, one body to another. It's the only thing we agree to, and that's how we present BioTouch. One person touching another.
Yeah, what's that old saying? One person at a time. That's how it all begins. Just begin with that person in your life, and then let it ripple out, because that's what life is. It's a wave, isn't it? It's a wave of, and it brings us all into that one body that we are. That's what BioTouch is here to. It's not so much about us remembering. It's about us claiming what's already inherent in us. I think that's a big one. And fear, unfortunately, has become the path of least resistance, hasn't it? Yeah. Wow.
So he also, a couple of other gems he said, nature is an adaptive, beautiful machine. He says, viruses aren't the bad guy, folks.
We're in a toxic stew.
Yeah, the pollution that we've created as a humanity, whether it's thoughts or, gas or animal or 20 million things. But again, BioTouch brings us into our innate nature, and in that, the body can begin to heal. It can begin to settle into its proper place in this life, even if that life means it's time to pass on, as we talked about with that young man. So we're always wanting to teach it. This wave that's happening to us, this whole isolation pandemic situation around the world, has catapulted us into sharing BioTouch globally through this digital medium. I mean, we are jazzed beyond all, however jazzed you can get. Sparks coming out of my head.
To the nth degree.
To the nth degree. To the 10th, 20th, 5th, whatever. So we have a few ways that you can learn it, and one of them is just right here. So we're going to share with you, we're going to share just the ANA of the headset. We know if you just do the greeting in ANA, which takes less than a minute, healing can happen. You can meet that fear. There's a relaxation. There's a sense of less stress and an immune system building response. That we've shown with the data that we've shown over and over, the research data. So let's just show that for sure, and then we'll be right back to share more.
The headset can be used to address conditions related to the brain. There are 4 steps in this set. In step 1, use ThruFire to touch points A and A. Point A on the back of the head is in the center of the neck at the base of the skull. Point A on the front of the head is at the center of the forehead, where the forehead begins to curve to the crown.
So if all we did was A and A, really
man.
simple.
I mean, think about it. You're connecting the frontal lobe with that amazing back of the head. It's through fire.
The
It's
frontal
crazy.
lobe, the back lobe, yeah. And we've heard through numerous presentations that any kind of trauma, any kind of fear, PTSD,
Depression, all of
yeah,
that.
all those things are a disconnect between the front and the back lobe.
Right.
When we learned that, I'm like, oh my God.
I know.
Talk about making a connection. You know, it's
Oh,
almost
yeah.
like the Klingon, whatever they do, or something like that.
Oh,
But
right.
this
right,
is
right.
the BioTouch. Let's make that the new, the new buzz around the planet. Just A&A, folks. So, we always have a way to learn it through the Mondays with Bev and Paul. You can go on our website. You can download the first 10 pages for free and get at least the greeting. You can become part of our 21-day challenge, and we'll send you little reminders of just doing the greeting. There only takes you 30 seconds for you to do it with somebody, and they do it to you, even if you live alone. If thoughts really are powerful, if prayer has been proven to be healing, then just thinking about doing BioTouch on someone has got to have some kind of an effect, both for you and that person you're thinking about. So let's just start thinking about doing BioTouch if I can't get my fingers on anybody.
Yeah, right.
So other ways that we teach it, we do have a workshop coming up this Thursday.
Yes.
Hormone imbalances for all genders with Dr. Deanne Saber. It's going to be at 6 p.m. This Thursday. That's Tucson, Phoenix time. And we also want to remind you that CE credits are available for massage therapists, nurse, or a doula. Go to justtouch.com/CE credits and just register, and then we'll send you a little email on the process that we have to go through. Easy way to earn a credit. It's all done on a donation basis to you, the professionals out there. So we hope you'll join us for that. And the other way that we have to do this is our very first virtual
So
training.
excited.
Yeah. It's June 20th. And we're going to do this first one from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. There'll be a break in there for lunch. It'll be Zoom. It'll be virtual. We'll be sharing with you. We'll have instructors. We'll break out into rooms and actually see you practicing the points, whether it's on yourself or if you bring somebody with you. It's the same price that we're charging that we did here at the center. And we have been authorized to give CE credits to, if you're a massage therapist, a nurse, or a doula. Just go onto our online trainings there and click on the link to order how to do that. And we're looking forward to that one. That is going to be awesome. That will explode us into the ozone. It'll be the spaceship takeoff. Isn't that happening in a couple of days? Another spaceship is taking off. So.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Yeah. I saw the pictures of the new, the new garb they wear now. I mean, you talk about futuristic stuff. Things are moving fast, folks, and BioTouch is going to be part of the movement. So we hope you want to learn this in the future too. So that's it. We did another day.
We did.
So learn BioTouch. We're going to share with you the song that we usually close with by Horace Barnes. We're also going to post up there. We have Horace Barnes. We have a very special page for him. justtouch.com/Horace Barnes. It'll be on the video that we're just going to show. And we have both of his songs that he wrote and produced for us. And you can listen to them. They're on podcasts. If you want one for yourself, I think you can just download them too. We're grateful to him and all the wonderful inspiration he's given us over the years.
Definitely.
So, thanks, Bev.
Thank you, Paul.
And thank you, everybody, for letting us into your home, into your computer, onto your phone, around the world, on your podcast. We got 20 million ways you can listen to us, so pass it along. Pass on the touch of love. All right, we'll see you all next week. Bye, Bev.
Bye. Have a great week, everyone.
If pain has got you down and you live in town, take a trip down to Pima Street. The people down there are people who care. They will get you back on your feet. Put love into action. Put love into action. If you ever want to have any real satisfaction, choose love while you still can. Don't even try to understand the healing grace in your own hands. Put love into action.